fresh, never frozen, and ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes. And they've just doubled their menu to 80 plus weeklies and 2 times more high protein favorites. Factory's also expanded their global cuisines, letting you swap proteins at no extra cost. Factor's high protein and calorie smart options support GLP. Every meal is made without refined sugars or low quality seed oils, keeping you away from ultra processed foods made for a long night of writing. Head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code the Wi-Fi Files FB50 to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 whole year. 50% off just in no time. Oh, human, don't open it dry. My cucumber cleanse is still in progress. Most budget models compromise either sound quality, comfort, or battery life. That's like up to 50 decibels of active noise cancellation, 50 hours of battery life, and lightweight tone.
September 2025, Laguna.
The Freewood's SE4 has some nice ANC quality, which can handle up to 50 decibels with 4 ANC modes, dynamic, ultra, general, and boost, which we can choose over awareness mode or when ANC becomes too fatiguing or even just an option. So in this case, trifecta lightweight. So whether we're commuting, studying, and even noise, call quality also benefits from ANC thanks to its triple mic noise cancellation with a very quick jaw. Here's a quick listen to some of our mic samples. This is a microphone sample. Is its battery life. We get 10 hours of playback with a single charge with ANC off and... The plan that Staff Sergeant Martinez pulled from that cabinet is real. I have a copy of Plan 8888-11, Counter Zombie Dominance Operations. 31 pages of threat assessments and rules of engagement. Wait. This is a real thing? Army vs. zombies? With standard Pentagon formatting, official letterhead, proper classification stamps. Everything looks mundane.
Purpose: to undertake military operations to preserve non-zombie humans from the threats posed by our U.S. humans. U.S. Stratcom will be prepared to preserve the sanctity of human life.
The document, a section of Con Plan 8888, reveals why.
U.S. Stratcom, Plan 8888 times of crisis. Classified capabilities used to counter zombies will be addressed in appropriate orders.
The breakdown of society. It lays out 5 distinct operational phases from monitoring through the restoration of civil, pharmaceutical, and biological WFDs. They monitor disease vectors, outbreaks, and epidemics. The counter-zombie tactics are the preparation for war. Phase 2 is seize the initiative. Civilian areas stay protected until we're overrun. Then Con Plan 8888 enters Phase 3, retreats to fortified positions for at least 40 days.
Masyadong traffic pag nalabas na. Daming kotse, daming motor masyado. Tigil lang.
Reconnaissance teams
10:30.
deployed to assess the zombie threat.
9:38.
Phase 3 operations. U.S. Stratcom forces will initiate local reconnaissance ops to determine the severe environment and survey the status of basic services. Water, power, sewage.
Zombies exist. The military stays locked down. Con Plan 8888 outlines these phases. The document says that during the first critical weeks, local law enforcement handles zombie attacks. The plan assumes most government officials die within 24 hours. Cities become uninhabitable. Continues. Now that's great if you're inside a fortified facility. But for anyone outside a military fence, 60 is pro in every way. That's right. It's 360 is massive power, endless energy. With 90-watt flash charge, Vivo beats Ice Portrait so pro. Vivo.
This is for those who make every drive count. Ready for anything, every day. New Everest Sport.
To survive the collapse of society, you need to fortified installations.
U.S. Stratcom, Con Plan 8888, Section 4.
kasi.
North and South America.
The Pentagon organized zombies into distinct categories. According to Conplan 8888, the most likely threat comes guessing. Existing diseases could mutate and trigger real outbreaks. Take rabies. The virus attack anything that moves. That foam carries the rabies virus. One bite from a rabid animal means almost animals also become zombies through prion diseases. A prion is a misfolded protein that destroys. They stumble around like zombies, easy prey for predators. Mountain lions actually target. Mad cow disease is a prion disease. Humans who eat infected beef develop Creutzfeldt-Jakob. Sounds a lot like zombies. Kuru affects cannibalistic tribes in Papua New Guinea.
How why?
Eating the brain helps the spirit reach the afterlife.
So, was it good?
Yeah, technically it's against the law now, but rumors are that some tribes still do this privately.
Keep my wife
Hirap
out.
pala traffic.
And that's how it continues. Eating an infected brain spreads Kuru like zombies.
That makes more sense.
The Zombieland movies feature prion zombies. And beyond bacteria makes these parasites so dangerous is, you don't know you're carrying one.
Mag-aalas 10 na kasi.
Conplan 8888 says passes jump to humans through zoonosis. AIDS, SARS, H1N1, Ebola, plague, and most diseases kill their host, but not all. Conplan 8888 calls these insects for a while. In Costa Rica's rainforests, a jewel wasp attacks cockroaches. The wasp
Let's be honest.
the jewel wasp.
Yeah, I don't remember Jewel doing anything this inappropriate.
The jewel wasp it follows. Then the wasp lays an egg inside the roach and leaves. The roach stays put. Waits mind control. Conplan 8888 calls it zombification. And if you played the Dead Rising game, fungus turns ants into zombie ants. Infected ants abandon their colonies and climb high branches. They pores on the colony below. The ant's final act spreads infection and creates more zombies. And sleeping sickness affects thousands of people every year. It's transmitted by tsetse flies. Victims become confused eventually, but some keep the host alive forever. The acanthocephalon worm starts by parasite hijacks an insect's survival instincts. It abandons cover and wanders into open areas where birds hunt. Worm infects the bird. More worms spread through the bird's feces, and the bird never knows the worm is there. In fact, there's a good chance that somebody living in your house does.
And relax harder with a download on the only all-in-one sales platform with everything you need all in one place. So you can put your sales on autopilot and get back to whatever.
Some parasite that lives in contaminated water and undercooked meat. Between 30 and 50% of humans get
Filthy hell beasts to bioweapons.
Okay, settle down. About half of all cats have toxic ears in soil and water. It can withstand refrigeration and even freezing. Chlorine won't kill it. Bred by household insects like cockroaches and flies, and rodents. And there's an argument that toxoplasma are less alert. They're actually attracted to cat urine. Toxoplasma programs rodents to detectable. The military knows that in a real outbreak, every cat becomes a disease vector. Conplan 8888 takes biological threats seriously. Once a pathogen enters the pet population, containment.
You gonna bring
Some super
PM.
always kill. We covered how Chernobyl's dogs and wolves adapted to high radiation, and entirely we can create a new type of human. And in the wrong hands, the human becomes the perfect soldier. Overuse. Pentagon calls this a threat because the technology exists, and they should know.
But Solo really showed Greedo who's boss, huh?
I save. Chemical weapons affect or incapacitate enemy forces. BZ, tested by the U.S. Army, caused hallucinations and confusion at the genetic level. Synthetic biology creates entirely new biological systems. A hostile nation.
They're called cable news viewers.
Con Plan 8888 shows the military
Tama abot sa 10:30.
of Earth's environment.